So where you put your attention, it disappears. Yes, right? When you put your attention, it stays there, which is common. We can understand materially. It is exact same behavior with the quantum world too, that everything is there as energy. We are there as energy. My energy, my atoms, everything is as energy is there. Your atoms are there. Your atoms are there. They're all as energy are there. When you put your attention onto something, then you can put it manifest into physicality. Now, what can you manifest? Any combination of anybody's atoms and molecules. Because everything is energy. My atoms, 100 trillion atoms of mine are energy. Yours are energy. So now, can I take a combination of Hari and me and produce that into physical? A combination is what? Hari and me, let's say, going to Egypt and then going to the Egypt mega pyramid, and then we want to come back. We want to do that experience and come. For that, Hari has to exist. I have to exist. We have to travel together and then go to the pyramid has to exist. So they have to put attention on the pyramid. So it's an experience. In that experience has Hari and me, plus many people are there, some things are there. But in that experience, if I can visualize an experience where Hari and me are going together, and then so those correspondingly at that time, whatever people, place, things are there, all atoms come together and become material reality to have an experience called Hari and me going to Egypt. It is a combination of energy particles first coming together, and then so when you start putting attention on it and saying, I want to see me and Hari from Chennai, he traveling, I am going in a flight, together going, and then going to Egypt and then traveling around. All of that is his atoms have to travel there. My atoms have to travel there. But it is an experience. In energy, we can visualize because it is a possibility. In energy, they all can rearrange itself, right? They all can exist there. Hari can exist in Chennai. He can also exist sometime in Egypt. It is a possibility because they can move there as energy. So when we can visualize an experience, then automatically the corresponding combination of electrons, protons, all of that will come together, become a matter as an experience. That's how this quantum model is. Everything is big energy field. We all are connected. In that we can take any combination and then we can make that happen. Today, you have thought about it. I have thought about it. We all have thought about it. Organized the Pyramid Valley have said, yes, we will do this event. So we all thought, and then so we came in with an experience. Now we came in without knowing how many people come. But you know that you wanted to come here and experience something, you came in. Right? But here you're having a newer experience of having this 40 people in this room today. But whatever that we want, we can visualize about an experience that will come in, because that experience is nothing but a sequence of a pattern of electrons and neutrons. Ultimately, their energy, that energy becomes matter. All right, friends. So the point here is that quantum physics has said that every physical event, now from quantum physics can derive and say every physical event, which is nothing but an experience in our life. Everything. Today is an experience. Your job in a company for 5 years you worked, that is one experience. In that experience, you can say, my first day is an experience. My first day is an experience by itself. My 5 years of company job is an experience because it's got so every experience in our life is got a set of people, it's got a set of places, it's got a set of things like items are there, right? Things means like companies are there as an entities. It's got a start time and an end time potentially. Start time, end time. So every experience is an event in our life. It's got a start time and an end time, which may be continuing right now, end time. And then it is people, places, things. That's all, isn't it? You think of anything that you have in your life, it always contains some people. It always contains some places, right? It always contains some items. That's it. And it's got some start time. My first job, the first time that I met somebody, the first time you came to Valley, everything has got an experience. He's got a set of people, places, things, and then nothing but these energy particles. And then if you can think about an experience that we want, that what it's saying is that if you can think of an experience that you want, then that experience is in the energy. It is there because it's all infinite field. You're all connected. So now you can understand that you can create any experience because any of them are there as an energy pattern. And whatever that you can think of, like including becoming a prime minister. What does becoming a prime minister mean? Becoming a prime minister means perhaps you're living in that race course road, right? Whatever that, I don't know what road is called, not race course. Some road in there, in that prime minister's building in Delhi, and then being part of that parliament, doing sessions, and then coming on media. They're all our experience of prime minister. Now, if you can visualize everything a prime minister will do, If you can visualize everything a prime minister can do and then keep putting your attention on those experiences, then you got to become prime minister, because then you're looking for those experiences a prime minister only can have, or we will have, is influenced by our observation. Now, the next statement, our observation is thoughts and feelings. Our observation is nothing but our thoughts and feelings. When we are saying observing, what thought I have? I want to travel with Hari to Egypt pyramid. So I need to think about, I need to observe, I need to have a thought about going into that Egyptian pyramid, together traveling. Maybe together traveling by the same flight or different flights. We go there and we meet there. And then from there we go by a specific car or whatever that go to the pyramid. And then we have a certain attire. And then we go into the pyramid. We go to the king's chamber, meditate. We go around the pyramid. Whatever is that experience that I'm seeking, if I can have that, my thought is energy. If I can think about it, when I put our attention on it, observe on it, then it will come into the reality at some point. Now I have to think about it. In this case, Hari is involved. He has to think about it. If Hari is thinking, I'm going to Africa, no, not this pyramid, somewhere else, then he goes there. I'm thinking neither he nor I will manifest for a long time, because we both have to come together. I cannot manifest for him unless he is open, and he cannot manifest for me unless I am open, right? This is how group things work. When individual ones, when we want to do certain, so when it comes to health, if you can think about your health, because your health is in your hands directly, not in anybody's hands, health is something you can absolutely magically can create for yourself very easily. In meditation, why things are happening so quickly is because in meditation we stop putting attention on wrong things. If I am suffering from ill health, first of all, we have to go away from the thought that I can't heal. Because doctors would have brainwashed and said, type 2 sugar, you just have to live like this forever. So that statement is there, okay, there's no cure for it. These are statements we hear. So we have that thing in our mind that no, there is no cure for my diabetes. I have to just take medication all the time. And when we are living with that, your attention is saying that there is no cure. So that's what you will manifest. There is no cure. That diabetes will always exist. But your attention in meditation, first thing will happen is we'll detach from such kind of statements, past experiences. So we stop saying there is no cure. Just that is sufficient. When you stop saying things, when you go away from past experience, we allow our body to function normally, naturally, at its best. So it starts healing itself, because body has this capability. Right? First thing is happening. Then second thing in meditation, when you understand this, that observation creates reality, now you start visualizing great health. Those wanted better health, what do? Visualize. Those want better memory, what do? You visualize an activity that today you're not doing because you don't have memory. If my leg is not working and then I want to think of an activity which I will do because my leg is working, I have to seek for an experience, because ultimately everything is experience. Things that we're not seeking things, we're not seeking people, we're seeking experiences, because experiences are nothing but a set of electrons and neutrons of people, places, things involved, and then that's what we manifest. We manifest experiences, we don't manifest people, places. If I want to spend some time with Rakesh or with people here, then I have to think of what experience I want with everybody. If I want an experience of going into the tapasali, trekking, this group want to trek. When I come to the meditation, I visualize all of us are trekking, going there nicely, spending time meditating. If I can visualize that experience, then it's going to happen. Because that is a combination of electrons, neutrons in a given time frame. So it's going to happen. A lot of times in manifestation, what we're doing is, we are seeking, I want money. I want house. Don't know what to do with the house. When you don't know what to do with the house, you don't have an experience in mind. All you want is a house. And that attention is not there on the house. What does it mean? House is there, but what does it mean to you? No clue. All I want is a house is there, so they have a house, I want a house. Without seeking an experience around the house. But the moment you start seeking an experience of you living in the house, you cooking in the house, you're inviting a lot of guests to the house, you're feeling good about it. Now, the concept is our thought sends a signal energy. Our feeling also sends an energy. So thoughts and feelings combined is lots of energy and going into this energy field, that big energy field where everything that we want to experience is there in the energy field, it'll go and find that possibility. Whatever that you put your attention on, it'll go and find that combination of electrons, protons, neutrons and come together into physical. So how is it defined? Based on your experience of visualization. Simple. So the core manifestation comes down to having a right visualization or visions of what we want to have in our life. That's it. Visions of what we want to have in our life. And then we have to keep putting our attention on that. Keep our mind stay tuned onto that thing, not go everywhere, not get distracted. Now, what is distracting us? What is distracting us, of course, is our past beliefs, past conditioning, right? So the point here is, with a focused mind, we can manifest matter. Focused mind. We got to have our attention on it. If I want to grow Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation, I should be dreaming about it on a daily basis, on a regular basis. I should be thinking about this. If I want to get better health, I should be visualizing an experience of what I will do if I got my health. If I can visualize of what I will do if I got that health back, then automatically, in order to have that experience, your health has to come, it will come. So what do I want? If I get my health back, if my legs are working really beautifully, then I visualize that I'm going into Himalayas, doing trekking. I'm visualizing I'm coming to Pyramid Valley every week and then spending time here. I'm traveling with my children. When they ask me next time to travel to Tirupati, I can go with them. You visualize an experience that otherwise you're not able to do today because your body is not cooperating. Your body is not cooperating, you don't do certain things. Now, if they are really interesting for you, you're passionate about it, then you definitely can visualize about it ahead before it happens. You can dream about it. When we dream about things, that means we are creating an energy signature in the energy field. That energy field is infinite possibility field. Everything is there that we want. Any combination of things we can manifest. And so we only have to think of that signature, it's called. What is an experience that I want to have? If you can have a clear definition of that experience for you, then that will have to become real at some point in your physical life. First, it has to be formed here. In spiritual language, it's also called astral template. You created an astral world, in an astral template. Or thought world, you create as a thought template, right? It's simply a dream, a vision that you're creating for yourself. Great leaders have visualized a future, like Mahatma Gandhi, when we read it, and then Abdul Kalamji, when you read his biography, you know it. Abdul Kalamji said, dream. You go on dreaming. The more you can dream, the more you can create it, because he knew about it. He knew that the more you dream, things get created. Of course, I'm sure he knew about quantum physics, because he's a physicist, of course. Mahatma Gandhi was dreaming of an independent India. He knew it's got to happen. I don't know if he knew about quantum physics, but he knew that your thoughts create reality. Adbhavam Tadbhavati, I'm very sure he would know about it. So he held on to his very thought that yes, I can create it. So you dream of an India where Indians come together and they are governing themselves everywhere they are there. All of that, because that time the situation is different. So if you dream about it, then automatically you create. A man is nothing but a product of his thought, is Mahatma Gandhi's statement. A man is nothing but a product of his or her thought. Right? So we've got to remember this, that our thoughts and feelings create reality, and quantum physics is squarely making it clear through observation. Like that electron, when it is going, by default it is energy. It is there everywhere. But when I observe and say I want it to show up straight, because I'm showing it straight, it showed up there. It's the same way these energy particles of whatever that you want to experience is there, because ultimately every experience is nothing but a combination of people, places, things. Every experience. So all you have to do is to put those people, places, things into your experience. Simple, dear friends. And we are following the science. We're not doing a belief model here. It's not a belief model, right? It is a science model. It is saying that simply you bring that experience live into your vision, because when you are thinking, now every thought is energy. So science has discovered that every thought you have is emitting an electromagnetic signature. Every feeling you have in the body is emitting an electromagnetic signature. The feeling and married to the thought together makes it a strong electromagnetic signature, and that will go in this whole unified field of energy and find that possibility of what you're looking for, and then it comes together. All right, friends. So that's what I want to conclude here. With one pointed mind, with a focused mind of an experience, you can create matter. I could use it in creating my company's outcome. By the way, my company was in a dire straits when we were looking for it, because we spent a lot of money, invested a lot of money. I had serious pressure from my investors, although his very good friend Chandra who invested. We had a history of 12 years of company by then. In a software company, if it does not get acquired in 7 years, then it has to grow on its own, because the business dynamics are like that. A new technology, niche technology, in 7 years you should get acquired and then closed. Normally, a business should grow and then it can go off as a big company on its own, or it should get acquired. We were neither a big company, we were not 7 years old. We were 12 years old by then. So when you are 12 years old, they look at it and say, oh, there must be something wrong with this company. It must be wrong with the product. It must be wrong with some model. It is not working. That's probably what it is. This is how the history comes, baggage comes. So we were at great odds of actually getting it acquired at that time. We were not too big in revenue. While we're solving great problem, we're not too big in revenue. Neither are we too big. Neither we were very young. If you're young, not big in revenue, it is okay, because there are dynamics of the industry. If I suppose you started 3 years later, you're still very young. Oh, there is a lot of potential is there. Definitely it's going to work big. That's how investor thinks they'll acquire. But after 12 years, you're not able to prove yet. And because if you proved it, you become big. We're not become big. So then it is an odd. It is against us. Against all odds, applying, focused, having that future experience, simply not worrying about my past baggage. That, okay, this is not going to happen, that's not going to happen. All of that I had to take out and then only be focused on what the outcome I want. And then when we went through it, dear friends, so we were able to manifest it. The process was 15 months. I started in July 2015. Ultimate closure happened in October 2016. After what? No. So I got to know the manifestation 2009. I knew that thoughts create reality was there before itself. But you see, like anything, your understanding gets better and better and better. So specifically about money and prosperity, I got to know in 2009. So after getting to know, I started applying principles. We were growing. Because earlier, first round of company was not growing well. We started growing. But then there is a point that I deeply missed, something called limiting beliefs, which we'll get to know tomorrow. There is one, your thoughts are there, you need to have right goals so you can become that big. But then second is the limiting beliefs that hold us back continuously. And which is the point that I missed when I learned in 2009 that beliefs are holding me back. I had a lot of beliefs. An India company is going to take a long time to get acquired. An unknown investor will not be recognized by the world as a belief I formed for myself, which I did not realize. We are all forming beliefs every day. If you're having a pain and then you go to the doctor, 3 people have told you the same thing, then suddenly, even though you are very positive, we go into forming that belief and say, oh, I have some special now. Something special. We very quickly form a belief. So beliefs are constantly being formed, and then I had to identify the beliefs and then work on it. So we're going to work through this process. But the first step though is having a vision for the future and then think about the future without getting deterred. And then I had to apply. Now, 15 months it took me, but it is not that I'm doing a blind shot at it 15 months. Within 2 months, you start seeing synchronicities. You start seeing that, okay, yes, it is happening rightly. In my case, suddenly in the 2 months, a big cash flow came. Something that I was not expecting. That money helped. Out of nowhere, this money comes. That money helped me to not bother about paying salaries for 3 months. So then I could apply my energy towards acquiring. Now you are in future. A lot of times we have to go and then pay bills. Our money goes here. So where is the question of creation? How can you do business development? You can't write a business. This happened. Synchronicity 1. Then little along the way, out of nowhere, the companies that we were targeting were different from the company that came towards wanting to show interest. We were targeting 5 companies, but out of nowhere IBM came, which is not at all in our list. Now, the universe is always sending in a way that you least expect and imagine, because we only think one way, but you can have many ways things can happen, right? Like when you go to Kanakapura from here, then you'll say, okay, it'll take 45 minutes, but you don't expect. You go there, road is straight, and then you go in 10 minutes. Sometimes it happens, right? Like that. So that is another synchronicity that came into my life. IBM as a company came, which is not in our list of companies at all, which may potentially acquire us, because we don't do any business with them that time. But that company came forward. What? Okay. We need to be aware, but I was aware that things can happen. So I allowed it to happen, because now when we end up spending time in acquisition, you can easily spend 5 people can spend 6 months with them and then not have anything in return. Because this is how these acquisitions work. A lot of team members have to give more and data. You got to give them. They'll suck your energy fully. But I had to make a call as a CEO and say, okay, we'll entertain this request. But I needed to be meditative to have that courage to entertain that request with them, even though the other 2 companies are much stronger, because we have a business, we have references, everything is there with them. I can have a conversation. Here it is only a theory conversation. Here I can have a practical conversation. But still, I went with this because it is a message that I took it. Unexpectedly, things come. And then a lot of times it happens for us, but we brush it aside. That gut feel, that's what it is. That feel is there and said, okay, you must take this and forward. So like that, many more synchronicities happened, one after the other, to make you feel that you are on the right path. So in manifestation, whatever that we're looking at, even health also, you will start having some simple things to feel that, okay, it is happening. Something is, improvement is coming. So you'll keep going at it because you see the improvements.